All right, quick question. Have you ever had a great day? Like 99 things went right and then one thing went wrong, and suddenly all you can think about is that one thing that went wrong? Yes, me too. It happens all the time. It is not a personality flaw of yours or mine. That is just our brains doing their jobs. Sucky, but science. So today we're talking about the negativity bias and why that doesn't mean that you're messed up or you're a negative person or you should just like scrap the whole positivity thing. It just means that you are literally wired for survival and not thriving. But and we can work our way out of that through training, through positivity. All right. So listen, your brain is essentially a threat detecting machine. It is absolutely designed to scan for danger and problems and what could go wrong. And this makes total sense, right? 10,000 years ago, back when we were cave people, the people who noticed the bad stuff, the tough stuff, the rustling in the bushes, they lived. And the chill cave people who, didn't notice threats and weren't looking for those things, hey, guess what? They didn't last. And so over the years, like thousands of years of human evolution, our brains became really, really good at staying on high alert and always scanning for threats. The problem is we are not running from lions anymore. We are spiraling out over an email. So that spiral, that overthinking, that catastrophizing, all of that is left over from evolutionary days. And unless you're aware that that's your default programming, and unless you train against it, you are always going to have that default negative that is looking for threats and thinking about that one thing that went wrong when 100 things went right. Okay, so what, right? So why? So what happens when you don't train your brain? Let's just say, right, you never heard this podcast, you're not real into like positivity or self-growth or personal development or any of that. Totally normal. Maybe it just never crossed your radar. But I can tell you what you're experiencing if you haven't gone down that road of training your mind. And this looks like spiraling out on things you can control. This is what someone said, what someone did, what happened 10 years ago. This is also, burning out the people in your life because your energy drains them. I'm so sorry to say, I see people too just show up and throw up, right? You just let them grow and fester and turn into these big monsters, and then you unload them on other people. That pushes people away. Let's just be so for real. Also, when we're stuck in this like default negativity, we lose our joy. You lose that beautiful little spark that makes you human, that makes life feel light and playful and like an adventure. It turns into, some doom and gloom horror movie, when in reality, in everyone's life, there is a lot of positivity and lightness and hope and humor and relationships when we look for it. And then again, that reactivity affects your relationships, how you show up at work. And unfortunately, it makes a lot more momentum. And you know how it goes. One thing bad happens, you start thinking about it. You start thinking of how much you suck and how everything sucks. And then something else bad happens. You're like, oh, great. Now the whole day, everybody sucks. Everything sucks. It happens, right? We've all been there. And it's so expensive. It's so expensive from your life and your life force and the huge possibility you have to just let yourself go willy-nilly negative without keeping it in check. It's a beautiful thing. It can be changed. You can't snap your fingers and change your brain's wiring, but you can train your responses. And over time, that repetition of a new behavior, of a new response, of a new practice, that can rewire your brain. And so you don't go as default negative as you used to with practice. It's like working out. We always come back to the analogy of, training our energy, training in positivity, training for emotional fitness or mental toughness, whatever you want to call it, right? Training our energy is just like physical fitness. You know that going to the gym one time isn't going to get you jacked or ripped. You know it takes more than one workout. You know that you're going to have to go back again and again and again for that consistency. Consistency over intensity. This is the repetition. This is how we train our energy. And we kick that default negativity to the curb by slowly rewiring new responses. Oh, I love this. All right. Positive of the day, because you know, this is the energy gym. This is your positivity gym. There's a rep. Today's rep is notice one time today when your brain goes negative. Just notice it. You don't have to judge it. You don't have to feed it or go all the whole hog into it. Just notice. So something goes wrong and you say, oh, of course that happened. Boom. There you go. That's your negativity bias, right? Notice one time today when your default response was negative. I love it. All right. That's the first step. That's awareness. You can't change what you can't see. So we got to see it first. We got to shine a light on all that negativity we all have in us before we can build our own light and build it through positivity and through training our energy. All right. The next episode, we are starting the hand guide 60-second energy reset tool in the palm of your hand. So excited for that one. Stay tuned. Today was a huge day for learning. We set the foundation for everything that's coming. Unless you're training your energy with positivity, you will go negative by default. And I don't want that for you. I don't want that for me. I don't want that for any of us. So thanks for showing up today for your time at the Positivity Gym. I have some resources down below. I've got the free hand guide PDF. If you haven't yet, please hit like, hit follow, hit subscribe. That's how we turn this into a social movement, is one person at a time, training their energy. So until next time, I love you. Keep practicing your positive, and I will see you at practice.